So I wanted to talk about emotions and just, I suppose, to come from a place of remembering that all emotions are temporary. Um, no emotions last forever, although sometimes more of the difficult emotions can feel, because we don't like them, because we have a sense of there being the right or the wrong way that we should feel, or that we think these emotions are bad or wrong. They're not. There's no such thing. There is, all emotions are valid. All emotions are here for a reason. It's just that some of them are more difficult for it. We've learned not to experience them, not to bring our awareness into them. We've learned to push them down somewhere just because we don't like how they feel. And that can be really, really challenging, particularly in times like this where there's so many emotions that let's face it, there's not going to be anybody who's not experiencing a whole range of emotions just now, because the circumstances that we're in have changed every aspect of our life. So they've changed, there's nothing that's the same. Absolutely nothing. Everything as we've kind of known it has changed at the moment. So that in itself can be very anxiety provoking. It can be very scary. It can bring a lot of fear. It can bring anger about actually this situation that we're in. It can bring a real sense of loss for how things were. We can almost, in some ways, it's almost like we are kind of grieving life as it was a couple of weeks ago, when we had that ability just really to do anything, like to go out whenever we wanted, to see friends whenever we wanted, to spend time with the people that we love whenever we wanted. And all of that at the moment has been taken away from us. So it would be almost strange if we didn't experience all of these emotions. And really it's about checking in and noticing. So allowing ourselves to notice. I use a technique called emotional freedom technique. And one of the biggest things that I love about emotional freedom technique is it uses the words even though. So even though I feel worried, even though I feel scared, even though I feel out of control, even though I feel sad, even though I'm lost, numb, whatever, though angry, whatever that emotion might be. So we're acknowledging that emotion. We're not trying to kid on that it's not happening. But then we can counter it with, I know I'm going to be okay, because it's reminding ourselves that situations are temporary, emotions are temporary, things will come and they will go. So even though I've whatever that feeling is that's here right now, I know I'm going to be okay. Or, do you know, sometimes if we can even counter it with, but I deeply and completely accept who I am. I deeply and completely love who I am. And that can be a really difficult one, because we're very good at telling other people around us how much we care about them, how we feel about them. We're not very good at kind of holding that mirror up and kind of reflecting it back on ourselves. So if we notice that sense of difficulty, if we notice a strong emotion, we will tend to hold it somewhere in the body. So taking a moment to check in wherever that is in the body, and really seeing if we can bring a sense of compassion to it, a sense of curiosity around, just, I suppose, even recognition of, I feel scared, and that's okay, because there's a lot of scary things happening just now, and it can often feel bigger than us. But remembering that this is temporary, that this will come and go. And it's doing whatever we can in that moment, in those moments where we feel those strong emotions, kind of seeing if we can lean it, seeing if we can just breathe through it, see if we can just acknowledge, okay, that's here, and it's here, it's got a valid reason for being here. But I'm going to see if I can just choose to take a few breaths just to kind of settle myself. Or maybe it's that I notice that actually today's a really difficult day, so I am going to pick up the phone. I'm going to phone a friend, a colleague, a family member, or I'm going to speak to somebody, just not for them necessarily to do anything about it, but just for that opportunity to acknowledge how we're feeling. because we're all feeling it. Every single one of us is feeling it. There is not a person who is not experiencing different emotions just now. The only difference might be is that some people have some tools and techniques that they can use that means when we experience those difficult emotions, when we experience that tension in the body, they have tools or techniques that can help them just soften into them. If you please get in touch, drop me a message. If I can help in any way, I'd be more than delighted to.